Hello friends, welcome back to my channel TechnoRace. Before going into the next concepts of natural language processing, please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates. In this lecture, let us discuss about dependency parse trees. So in our previous lecture, we saw what is meant by constituency parser. And we can say that this is a completely opposite method for constituency parsing. Because usually in constituency parser, we used to divide the given sentence into multiple constituents or phrases like noun phrase, verb phrase, etc. Whereas here, dependencies are established between the words. So this method, we can say that this is used, it gives us the dependency relationship between the words in the given sentence. And the task of extracting the grammatical structure that clearly defines. So this is the task which can clearly define the relationship between head words and all other words in the given sentence. So what is meant by this head word? So head word in a phrase is nothing but a word upon whose removal the phrase loses its meaning. So we can say that this is the most important word. So whose existence is considered to be very important. So without that, there is no meaning for the sentence. So that word is considered as the head word. And in dependency parsing, we usually start from the root of the sentence. So we'll take the root word and that will start from that root. So usually we'll start with verb. So verb becomes the root word in the sentence. Whereas what about the other words? So all the other words are called, so they can be reached through this word. So we already know from root word there will be connection to every other word or every other node. So here also in words in sentence also from root word there will be connection to every other word. So all other words can be reached with the help of this root word. And we'll use some terminologies for dependency parsing. So let us see the terms. First is head dependent. So in the arrows representing the relationship, so word is the head and destination is the destination word is the dependent. So in head dependent means one word becomes the head word, whereas other word becomes the dependent word. So no need to worry about these terms. So while explaining the example, I'll tell you what they mean. And just now we saw verb in the given sentence becomes the root word. So for example, if the given sentence is having prefer, then as prefer is a verb that becomes the root word. And the third one is grammar functions and arcs. So here the tags between each head and dependent pair. Say suppose there are two words. One is a head word and second one is a dependent word. So the tags which we use between these two, head and dependent pair, determines the relation between the head and dependent. So the arrowhead carrying the tag is called arc. For example, this is the arrow. Okay, assume that this is a representation. And this is your head and this is your dependent. So in this case, the tag between, so we'll use some tag here. So that gives us the relation between this head and dependent. And this arrow which is carrying this tag, that is considered as an arc. So here I can say black car. The two words are black and car. And the arc between them is, we'll use some tag here. So based on that tag, we can find out the relation between this car and black. So here car is a head node and black is a dependent node. So I told you without head node, there is no meaning for a particular phrase. So here, if I consider only black, then we don't know what that black refers to. So this car plays an important role. So that is considered as a head word. But without dependent node, there can be a head node. So so by removing this black, there is meaning for car, right? So that is the difference between the head and dependent word. So there can be head word without dependent, but there is no dependent without the head word. So this is one more example, house and new. So new house. So in this, house can exist without new. So we can say that there is a meaning for house. So this is a head word, whereas new. So if I say only new, then there is no meaning for that. If I use new house, yes. So house can exist alone without new, but new, it doesn't provide any meaning without head. So what is head node here? Head is house and dependent is new. So there should be relation between head and dependent. So this can be taken like this. Head is deriving D. So arc should be towards dependent, starting from head. So this is a representation. And the tag which we use here is a mod, that is adjective modifier. So new is an adjective. So as this new modifies noun, so if I say new house or if I say old house, then again it modifies type of house here. So as adjective is modifying type of house here, that the tag which we use here is adjective modifier. So it shows the relationship between head and dependent. So in dependency parsing, so there are no notion of phrases or constituents. So we are not discussing about any phrases or constituencies. Rather, we are just talking about the relationship between words. And the dependency parse tree, it's a directed graph. So which is having these features. So first, we can say that the root has no incoming arrows. So we just now we saw, if you take the previous one, this is a root. So though this root is not having any incoming arrow, right? So there is an outgoing arrow, but not incoming one. And vertices should have only one incoming arc. So this is a vertex. So this vertex is having only one incoming arc. So only one parent. So it should receive, it should have only one parent or head. And unique path should exist between root and vertex. So there should be unique path between root and each vertex or dependent nodes. So those are three important points in dependency parse tree. So let us take this dependency parse tree again. One more example for this. So example is man saw dogs. So here man is a verb, man is a noun, whereas saw is verb and dogs is noun. So first, here you can see the arrows. So first you need to, so which should, in a given sentence, which word should be the root word? Verb becomes the root word, right? So what is the verb in the given sentence? It is saw. So saw is the root word. And then, so the here, man is the subject of the sentence. So man is the subject and saw is the main verb, as well as dog is object of saw. So in dependency parsing, as we start from root of the sentence, which is verb, here the root of the sentence is saw. So we'll start from this place. So we are starting from here and we are moving to other word. So the root word is saw. So the main intuition for the root is that it is a main word which describes aboutness of a sentence. So although the sentence is all about the man and dogs, it is more strongly about the fact someone saw someone. So it is about this fact only. Someone saw someone. So saw is considered as the root word. And the dependencies from the root to other words are nothing but N subject and D object. So N subject is nothing but nominal subject of the verb saw, whereas this D object is nothing but direct object of the verb. So relationship between these two is direct object, and the relationship between these two is nominal subject. So what is man? Man is nominal subject of verb saw, whereas dog is direct object of verb saw. And here if you observe, just notice that here in dependency parsing, unlike constituency parsing, there is no notion of phrases, right? So we saw this. So the basic idea of dependency parsing is based on the fact that each sentence is about something and usually contains subject as well as verb, what is being done, and object, that means to whom something is being done. So let us see some binary relationships that a dependency parse tree is capable of identifying. So these are some binary relationships. So the clausal argument relations, nominal modifier relations. So they are divided based on kind of relation. And these are the descriptions for every tag. So we just use this tag, N subject and D object, which are nothing but nominal subject and direct object. So these are some terms. So if you take another example, so here dependency parsers, they have args. So we discussed about the head and dependent. So don't bother about this. So just focus on the sentence now. So sentence is, I prefer the morning flight through Denver. So first thing is you need to find out the root word. So root word is prefer, right? Root word in this case is prefer. Then now find out the subject. So subject is I. So the relation between these two words is N subject. And again, from prefer to flight, you can see the relation is direct object. So object in this sentence is flight. And you can find the head dependent things here. So head dependence means origin is the head and destination is the dependent. So I already told you difference between head and dependent. So here dependent is I and prefer is head. So from head, as is the root, there will be path to other words in the given sentence. So there is a path to this direct object. And here the morning flight. So morning flight, again between flight and there is a relationship determiner. So you can even draw simple representation for this sentence as, so first let us take this prefer, that is the root word, and we are having I. So I is subject and flight is object. So write it as subject and object. And flight is again having three dependent nodes, that is the morning. Which type of flight? Morning flight. So where we are going? We are going to Denver. So how we are reaching this Denver? Through. So this is the normal representation or simple representation of a tree. So based on this, so first when sentence is given, find out root subject and object. After that, find out the words which are depending on the subject, like the morning flight, and also, uh, the morning and the destination where you are going. So the flight, what is the destination that we are going to reach through this flight? So that again it becomes a dependent node for flight, and how we are going. So that should be through. So in this way, after drawing this, it will be easy for you to draw this picture. See, you can see from prefer to I, there is a path. So prefer to I. So I is a child node and prefer is a parent node. Similarly, prefer to flight. So from prefer to flight, again there is a path. So prefer is a root and flight is child. And find out the relationship, that is direct object. And from flight, we are having three dependents. So from flight, so flight is considered as a head word here, and there should be path to dependent. Dependent is the. So that relation is determiner. The is determiner for flight. And morning, so nominal modifier, morning flight. And Denver. So from flight, again, nominal modifier, Denver. So from Denver, the dependent node is through. So how we are going through Denver. So this is how you need to draw the dependency parse tree. And these are some dependency parsing labels for args. So if you take this N subject, nominal subject, so you can see the ones which are represented in this format, they are heads, and the ones which are in bold are dependents in the sentence. So N subject, that means between united and cancelled, relationship should be nominal subject. So cancelled is the head word and united is the dependent word. Next, direct object. So here, diverted, that is the verb. So that becomes the head word, and dependent is flight. So relation between diverted and flight, it should be direct object. And indirect object. So if we are talking about someone, so here we are not mentioning name of a person. So we booked her. Who is that her? Her is an indirect object. So relation between these two is indirect object. Nominal modifier. So morning flight. Morning is dependent and flight is head. Adjective modifier. Cheapest flight. Numerical modifier. So if you use any numerical values in the sentence, so that numerical value becomes dependent and flights is head. So this is a representation, right? Now, appositional modifier. So unit. Unit is appositional, and unit is dependent and united is head word. Determiner. The is determiner, so that is the dependent, and flight is head. Relation between these two words is determiner. Similarly, conjunction. So these are some labels for args.